Okay, going to start working on the exhaust. Just got these packages. So let's see what we got to make an exhaust. Okay, starting at the header, we have a header flange going into a 2 1/4 to 2 1/2 inch adapter. And that will come up and go into basically an X pipe. Instead of allows equal flow between the mufflers, go into this MagnaFlow muffler, which we've got 2 inlets, 2 outlets, and then here is just a random bunch of 2 1/2 inch tubing that will be cut to make it all work. So let's see how this is all going to go together. Okay, I got the 2 1/4 to 2 1/2 inch adapter put in, and now I'm going with my first bends. Pretty radical, but they got to clear the axles. So making a little bit of progress. More to come. Okay, let's take a look at how we have to position everything. Temporarily put the deck lid back on here. And we can see down here, I've got the turn-ups from coming down off the exhaust. And this one obviously clears very nicely. This one over here clears just a little closer. But then as you see, I also have this linkage that I got to get past. Now I've temporarily hung the muffler right there. I don't know if that's where it's going to go or not. But then I'm going to have the X pipe in here too. So somehow I've got to clear all this stuff on this side to make this work. Okay, let's see how we can put it together. Okay, got the upturns done. So lots of trial and error, but turned out pretty good. Now, what I found out was actually this MagnaFlow muffler actually has an X pipe built into it. So I'm not going to use the H pipe, which will be better because now I can just come from here right into here. Of course, that's going to be a little tricky, but hey, I'm up for the challenge. Okay, finished adding on the extensions, putting the O2 bungs in. Next is header wrap and then installing them. Okay, now that I have the pipes completed, I'm going to go ahead and wrap them in header wrap. When putting these things together, you need to remember where all the pieces go. Like here, I've got this sway bar that has to go under the exhaust. And then these are actually stainless steel clamps. Now this is basically a butt connection because this piece here I actually cut in half, so it was a nice straight shot. So I'd have a good connection. So now I added the turn downs. I just tacked them in place because I don't know exactly where they're going to have to go when I get the body back on there. So let's see what this thing sounds like all running. This past week, I was able to have a special visitor. Sterling was able to stop by. He had traded his McLaren project for a Porsche, and he was on his way up to see Brian in Killeen. You know, he stopped by and we had a really good visit. I forgot to get pictures when he was visiting, but he did put together a video of his visit, and here is part of an excerpt from it.
Hi everybody, welcome back. I've got kind of a special episode here. So I was able to stop here in Austin and see this guy here. There's Dale. Whoa. And I'm going to kill myself in Dale's garage. So this is Dale's Aventador project. He's got the body over here and he's working on the frame and just recently got the engine running. Is that right?
I did.
Yeah.
In fact, it sounds really sweet.
Yeah, it does. All right, let her rip. And Dale is somebody that I have been watching since I started and really have learned a lot from his fabrication skills. So I will put a link to his channel. You should watch his build. He does some really incredible work on his car. And again, we've learned a ton from doing some of the things he's done. And what did you do back in the day? What was kind of what got you into this?
Well, let's see. I started off by building a Sterling, and then a Bradley GT2.
Not me.
No, the old Sterling, the whole thing came up like that. And then I built a Bradley GT2. Then I built a IFG's Phantom Roadster, was my first Lamborghini.
Cool.
And then I actually built the Diablo 6.0, which, well, not surprises, that was the first one I built on a replica chassis. And then I did an SV for another customer, and then I built a Lotus Super 7 with a Honda S2000 running gear. And then this is probably my last and final project. But as far as, I have an associate's degree in civil engineering. I learned video, I used to do video training, worked in IT procurement for the city of Austin. So we've just kind of been self-earned.
Cool.
We built the house.
Wow.
And we installed all our solar panels and stuff like that. So
nice.
I kind of like trying to figure things out, like linkage and how to make this thing work, and so far so good.
Yeah, and Dale's actually responsible, as I've probably told you guys many times, for those hinges on the doors that really just made the doors less of the bane of my existence, which they were back in the day. And he's got this body here that he's done a lot of modifications to. Dale is also the one where I think I learned from the fact that don't chase something if it sucks and you hate it. Just fix it.
Yeah.
So
Lots of fixing.
Lots of fixing, yeah. But you're mostly known for your Diablos, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll put a link down in the description. You guys can check out some of his work there. But we really appreciate you letting me come down and check this out. This is awesome.
I'm glad you were able to stop by. So.
All right.
If you remember last time, I was talking about the gasket for the Audi Transaxle to make it work. Well, I got that installed. So right there is a 5.7 millimeter aluminum gasket that moves the transaxle back just enough so that it does not bind when trying to start the engine. Okay, got my visors in. Even has a nice little mirror down here. So, yeah, people wonder why it takes so long to build these things. I mean, fabricating these brackets, and then I also wanted to use the railing here as a wire guide. So for the dome light, I managed to drill a hole there, and then a hole here where I'll be able to fish the wire down from down there, and over there for the dome light or any of the switches I want to put in. So one more little progress. When I was trying to figure out colors and things, I found a picture of a white Lamborghini that I just loved. The only problem was that it didn't have my wheels on it. So on Thanksgiving, my son came out and we used Gemini AI to make some changes. First of all, I had pictures of my wheels on another car, and I said I'd like to put those wheels on this white car to see what it looks like. So a couple of keystrokes and he was able to do that. And then he said, well, would you like to try a different color? And I said, well, I'm thinking about painting the car blue, similar to what Dario had done. So he said, okay, change the color to blue. And I was like, wow, that would really look beautiful. And he says, you want to see what the doors would look like? So I said, sure. So he said, let's go ahead and open the doors. So I got a picture of the doors open. So guess what's my new wallpaper on my computers? So anyway, it's amazing what those things can do. Okay, and this is how you put your car up for the night. And that's how you do it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate it if you would, and be sure and turn on your post notifications. Thank you for watching.